Welcome back to another episode of Junk Jaw Reseller Podcast. I'm Jay.
And I'm Ray.
And my name's
We
Kenny.
got a special guest today. Yep.
Yeah, we got a special guest with us today. It's Kenny Delmarva Deals. And he is just not the one and only Kenny from Delmarva Deals, but he's my brother. And today we're going to have a head-to-head trivia contest. We're going to see, what we know a little bit about trivia.
Which brother will win?
Which brother will win? So, get started, man. How was your guys' week? So tell me, Ray, how was your week?
Well, I'm going to save this just for a little bit. I'm not going to start off the podcast how the incident I just had. So the rest of the week, it wasn't bad. It was pretty decent. I feel like my sales could have been a little better. I had some decent pickups over the weekend and stuff. Like I know I showed you on Saturday, but overall not too bad. I mean, how about you, Jay?
It was good. I tell you what, the eBay sales have been rising. Mm-hmm. I've been selling pretty good every single day, but I've been listing way more. So sales feel like fourth quarter has kind of come upon me, and it's going well. How about you, Kenny?
I've had enough sales to satiate me, but just a couple little things kind of made it feel like trash, to be honest with you. I guess we'll get into it later, but my sales generally, I wish it was more. Obviously, we all wish we made $100,000 every week, but it is what it is, right? eBay's fickle sometimes. But I guess I made a few bucks, give or take. I don't want to go into too much detail, not yet anyway.
Yeah, we'll get into the complaining session.
Yeah, that's
later
what I'm gonna say. Yeah. I don't want to complain too much.
I don't want to start off the podcast.
Well, hold on. I don't have much of a complaint, but I got a little thing. So I sold a Bop It this week, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's got delivered. Lady messages me like 1 o'clock a little after midnight. It says, the item arrived here. It worked perfectly fine. It just stopped working. I messaged her back like, did you change the batteries? Because it probably stopped working because the batteries died.
You should have asked her, did you bop it? Did you twist it? Did you smack it? Did you clap it?
Yeah. Right.
I
haven't heard nothing back since.
That would have been the questions asked.
Should have asked for a high score.
I
don't want to make a...
You ever notice when you have an issue with eBay, there's usually, it comes in like triples or pairs. Sometimes it won't just be one issue. You'll have 7 in a row in one little consolidation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a few issues.
It's like eBay holds them back.
Yeah, I know, isn't it? One of my issues is I have they're nearly brand new pair of shoes. Size 12 Giannis Uno anniversary Nikes. Real nice pair of shoes. They're yellow. Beautiful shoe. If you like yellow, it's a perfect shoe for you. And it's like Uno the card game anniversary edition, right? Well, I measured them out physically, showed pictures of them actually measured with a measuring tape, size, and all the dimensions that they could imagine. Sold the pair, actually gave the guy a deal on them. A few days passed, and I got they put in for a refund, and it said just a bit too big. And that's I want just give me my money back. They're a bit too big, so I told the guy, "We'll just put the refund in, send them back." And I think what's the most irritable thing is there wasn't like you didn't know how big they were. You knew exact size, you knew the dimensions, you knew everything, and your whole excuse was it's just one simple line. It said just a bit too big. And I don't know. It felt like that last piece of, it's the straw that broke the camel's back, I guess, and it just irked me that, just so simple of a sentence, nonchalantly. It's like, now I gotta, the time and the effort and, the shipping and all that. Now, it meant nothing because you think they're just a little bit too big. And I think maybe I'm just overblowing it. I feel offended. I feel a little bit offended, guys. I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel offended.
So I mean, it does suck. That's one of the downfalls of selling anything that has a size, like, they're just gonna have to fit somebody. I mean, it's like, you just, it sucks because it's one of those, like, it's a COB of selling clothing or shoes or anything like that. It sucks. But my one question is, they didn't put an INAD in, did they?
No. They just want their money back.
Nope.
Just return. They didn't say what.
Well,
I don't know how they could have. They'd lose the argument because I literally have pictures of using a tape measure to actually measure out the shoe. Inside, internals, width, length, all that.
But even so, a lot of times when people open up a case, sometimes they just select the wrong reason.
Oh, yeah.
And so at least you have to be thankful to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then it's a pain.
If he would have, I would have been arguing with eBay.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen that too many times.
Again, I just
that's a lot. That hurts you as a seller.
Yeah, it irked me. I think because I have, like I said, I have multiple issues with eBay, and I think this was just one of those things where like it just piled on, and my brain hurts just thinking about it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what happened. Yeah. That's the problem. That's what irks me the most. Because
it's tough with like clothing and shoes and all, because it's one of those things. Is like, is it the buyer's responsibility? Oh, lost you for a sec, Kenny. Is it the buyer's responsibility to know the fit, or is it the seller's responsibility to know? Because every brand is cut differently, so it's hard to know. Like, as you as a seller, if you know they run a little small, should you say this brand runs a little small? It's hard, and it's one of those things that's why it's the COB of selling those type of products.
My opinion, which honestly, the logical entailment of what I'm about to say fits. It's sound. It at that point, it's on the buyer, because I gave all the information that he could possibly need to know what the size is. I mean, he literally could have measured his foot and said, "Oh, it matches or it doesn't match. It's going to be big. It's going to be too small." He knew all the information. So at that point, that's on him. So if you gave me the measurements of a shirt and I measured myself and I'm too fat for the shirt, I'm not going to buy the shirt and say, "Oh, it doesn't fit." Well, I knew the shirt didn't fit because, I measured,
bit too small.
You gave me the information. It doesn't match what I usually need. So how are you telling me, "Oh, it's just a bit too big"? Well, you should have known that to begin with, you dummy. So you just wasted my time. And I think what's even worse, it's a 0. The person has a 0 rating on eBay.
Well, they're new.
They're new.
Oh, no.
They're new,
they're just new.
Or they have a new account and they're trying to run a scam. You know what I mean? Maybe they're going to send me back an old pair, which I kind of hope to do.
That's another thing,
because I'm not giving them their money back.
You got to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one of the crazy things, like, if I bought a shoe and it said, well, it's size 12, and I wear a size 12, and I put it on. Now, if it's too tight, it's a different, might be a different story.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a little too big, I mean, who like gives up on the shoe? And like, I don't know, like, I guess some people are real meticulous on what they want. Me, I'm kind of like, it goes the way it goes.
Me personally, like something like shoes, I'm not gonna, or even a lot of clothing, but I don't buy too much online unless I know I can easily return it. That way, if I have any issues, I don't care. Like I know if you put measurements and stuff like that, but sometimes it's just like the little things. If it's the width, the height, there's so many things to go into. Like especially shoes. You mean the width? If it's like I have wide feet, so I need to watch that sometimes. But then it's weird. I've bounced around between brands. There's brands I used to not be able to wear because they used to be too narrow, and now they in a different model of the shoe they put it differently or some whatever. It's one of these really weird things you just have to kind of like be careful of. And I think some people just are careless when they buy that type of stuff online.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
see, my view is if you gave me all the information, the measurements, all the dimensions of the item I'm buying, a t-shirt, shoes, whatever it is, and you gave me all that information, I believe at that point in time, it's all on the buyer. Unless you give me something that doesn't
Yeah.
match, right? Like if you told me it's one thing and you sent me something different, that's a whole different story, right? Like that's not what you sent me. But if you sent me the exact same thing you said you were going to send me, that's my fault if it doesn't fit. Especially if you gave me all the information that I need, right? Like if you just say, here's a t-shirt, it's size medium,
Yeah.
and then you didn't give me no like measurements, you know, things happen, right? But if you gave me all the measurements, that's on me if it doesn't fit. That's my due diligence. I should have did my due diligence and measured myself before I bought that shirt that you clearly marked with the measurements, you know? I mean, that's my...
Well, it's to the it's to the point a lot of these buyers aren't reading the titles or descriptions. Like,
yeah.
for instance, okay, I have two really good examples from within the past week. I have one record that I sold, and it's literally like the guy asked me, he messaged me asking how well it plays, and you know, like what type of condition does it look like? The you know, is the actual record? It's sealed. I expected to play great. And the other one I had, now this one is good. Okay, the guy bought a Felix PA. I don't know if you guys remember the Baltimore Orioles player Felix PA, but a Felix PA Baltimore Orioles T-shirt, and he orders it and like made the whole purchase, and about 30 minutes later he messaged me asking to cancel because he didn't realize that it was an Orioles shirt and he's a Yankees fan.
What?
It's an orange shirt, dude. There's only one other team in the league that wears orange.
Wow. Astros.
Oh no, okay. Why I say one? Jeez, now I feel stupid.
You know, there's another funny thing that happened to me, right? The lady messaged me. She was like, did you lose me? Nah, I'm back.
Yeah, for a second. You're back.
Yeah, I seen the buffering thing. Either way, I got a message from this lady who was about this Blu-ray I had. It was a ballerina, you know, orchestra, whatever Blu-ray, Russian ballerina thing. In the message, it was like, did you know that you're selling a damaged Blu-ray disc? I'm like, wait, what are you talking about, lady? Right? Like, I looked at the pictures. On the back of that disc, there's a giant black mark. Why you didn't even put in your description? Why are you selling it such a damaged item? I'm like, oh my God, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? So I looked at the pictures. It was the reflection of my phone in the disc. She thought it was like some gigantic black tar mark that I was on the back of the disc. And I explained to the lady, right? She still didn't believe me. Only way that she believed me, I said, look up on the right side corner of the reflection. You could, in the back, you could see a wall decor with letters that said like wine or something. Actually, my cousin's wall decor thing. And I pointed it out to her. It finally took that lady 2 days to believe me that it was the reflection of my phone in the on the disc. She bought the movie. Ultimately bought the thing, But it was just crazy for 2 days that she thought I was selling a disc that had like black tar on the back of it because it was just a black blob, of my cell phone.
See, me personally, now, like, because I know, Jay, you also sell a lot of video games too. Me personally, I will not photograph that backside of the disc because of this reason. Because my first of all, I'm gonna lay the disc flat, right? What's up on the ceiling? All my ceilings are textured, pretty much. That's gonna make the disc look really bad to begin with, and I'm not gonna. I don't know. It's just anything. I just tell them, that every disc pre-owned game I sell is gonna have some marks and scratches on it, like because it is. It's more than likely. I don't have a disc resurfacer or anything like that, so it's not going to be. Most of the discs aren't going to be in great mint condition, but to the point where I think they're well enough.
Well, there's a logical answer
yeah.
why you do it, even if the disc is messed up. The logical answer is, so if you sell this game, movie, Blu-ray, whatever, and you ship it to the person, and they say anything about it, you can clearly say to that buyer and to eBay, I took a picture of the back of that disc. I showed them exactly what it looked like. So if there's any complaints, the complaint is back on you because I showed you exactly what that disc looked like. So you should refer to the condition of that disc to that picture. So logically,
Yeah.
I've actually done a couple times with eBay because of it. I'm like, look, eBay, I showed them the picture back of the disc. I told them exactly what it looked like. I showed it to them. I didn't hide anything from them. And eBay agreed, and they gave me my money back. You know what I mean? Every time, 100% of the time. They telling me, they even told me, make sure you always take a picture of the back of that disc because of that right there. Because if you don't, the person buying it, they can say anything. Now you have no, evidence of anything. Even if it's not a clear picture, at least you have a picture. I know it sounds bad, right? It sounds fruitless.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's going to see a reflection of the ceiling, and it's not going to be a great picture. It doesn't matter. It's the point of eBay seeing a picture of the back of the disc for some evidence. That's all they need. They need just something.
But at the end of the day, there's a lot of items that we sell. And, you might not take the entire picture or anything. Like, for instance,
no, you're right.
Clothing. Actually, I'm echo.
But I think discs.
You guys hear?
Yeah. You broke up a little bit, but we can hear you.
Not echoed now.
No.
Oh, I echoed myself now.
Uh-oh.
I don't think it's gonna happen in the recording. I mean when we go to look down.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It didn't do it before.
Are we good?
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't even hear a word you said.
You can hear me?
I think it's delayed.
Can you hear me now?
It's really delayed.
You're not delayed. Right.
Okay. Yeah, Kenny, you're really delayed.
I wonder if I should back up and come back in.
Yeah. Go ahead. Back up and come back in.
See if that works.
A little bit of technical difficulties on that end.
Hey, I mean that's gonna happen even with the best.
Oh yeah,
because
it's gonna happen.
I see Trash to Cash. I think they have some technical difficulties, or I mean all of them, and I mean it could be like little things. I know our audio isn't the best. I'm not using a mic.
Neither am I.
Yeah, exactly. Like
we're not professional.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think sometimes we just want to. There you go, Kenny.
Try it now.
Are we good? Can you hear me?
It's better. No.
I think it was the delay on the other end, wasn't
it? Yeah.
Say something now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now it's
Now
good.
it's good.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. Technical difficulties.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
You know? Even like I was just telling Jay that even the best of them have them because you get trash cash. They got it sometimes. I mean, it's just
The last
we're
thing I
not.
want to say about the disc thing, right?
No edit.
The issue with disc kind of fall in their own separate category, right? Because not many other things are like a disc, because the information on there is kind of trapped on there, and depending on how it looks, is how it performs, right? If you don't take the back shot of a say, a marble statue, it's okay, right? But if you take a picture of the backside of the disc, that's the one of the main pictures of a disc, right? I mean, that's the do or die spot, right? Because if that disc is damaged on that side, then it's junk, right? Like it's
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't. Most times, I don't take the picture of the backside of the disc. The only time I'll take the picture of the backside of the disc is if it's a lower dollar game that has a beautiful disc on it. Because if not, I don't usually clean my games until after they sell. And even though I have a resurfacer machine, it's not the greatest of resurfacer machines. So I'll take out the things as long as it plays. I guarantee that the game will play. Now, if it's a really expensive game, I make sure I'll have that game done, and then I'll take the back picture of it because I won a case because I sold a game called Klonoa, and I took the back person's disc. This was a $200-some game. I sent it out. The guy sent it back in. He goes, I just didn't want it anymore. But when he did, there was a scratch on the back of the game. I took a picture of the scratch on the back of the game and only gave him back half of his money. For that one scratch, I kept $125. So it's always,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you don't need.
Well,
I get it.
I don't. And you know how many returns on video games I've ever had? Next to none, dude. I could probably count on my hand how many
but I
video
will
games I've
say,
ever come back.
I don't always take the picture of the backside of the disc, not because of any reason, but other than like if it's a cheap game, I just don't feel like doing it. Because I'm going bam, 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 and throwing it to the side if it's a $10 game. I just don't waste my time on it.
Yeah.
Right? But I can understand why people do it, why I've done it, I've taken the picture.
Mm-hmm.
If it's over a certain amount of money, yeah, I jump through a little bit more hoops, right? I just don't do it because I'm lazy. Lots of time. If it's a $5-10 game, I just don't care enough to take the picture in the back of the disc.
I mean, that's a thing about resellers. Everybody has their own way of doing things, and finding out what works for them. Like, I mean, now if I had a bunch of returns starting on these games, then heck yeah, I'm gonna start taking pictures. I mean, you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
It's automatically you've never done.
But that was
Right.
a $25 Blu-ray. That's why I took the back, picture of the back of the disc, right? That's the only reason.
Yeah.
A $27, I think I sold it off for. So, but if it was $5, I wouldn't have wasted my time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I asked you a question, Ray. Because I haven't watched the episode. Was with what's Kraken?
Yeah.
Did he have us on there?
Yep. Sure did.
Awesome.
And it was cool. Yeah. And pretty much, I think most of that interaction were on there. So him all in his booth, in our booth and everything, checking our stuff out, and it was cool.
Would you
So
have a
you'll
YouTuber?
definitely.
Yeah.
Come to your booth.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant to ask you,
Correct.
Ray, how'd it turn out? The show.
So because I covered on the last episode. I didn't do so great. I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't know. I mean, part of it I know it's the show. Part of it's because probably me. At the same time, I mean, it's my first show. I had stuff cheaper than what they were on eBay, but it just didn't work out for me.
Yeah, I watched your last episode. I heard what the things you were saying, how like
Yeah.
because you help You were doing it. It was like for charity, wasn't it? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh no, that's for the car show. Yeah, so the car show didn't go so well either. I'm just having a rough ride with this. But yeah, the car show was even worse. But I was out of my element. I wasn't even like really there wasn't anybody else doing what I was doing there. So it's a totally different animal. But at the show I didn't do necessarily so great either. I mean I still was profitable, but for the time that was put in, it just that day or 2 days even between setting up and being there and everything did not make sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
much
I
I made.
I spoke to James, and we were thinking about maybe doing even more shows. Possibly when we get a
Mm-hmm.
chance. So hopefully, soon
Yeah,
we'll get to it together, all of us.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was telling him it's not the same without you out there yelling and
Dos
hitting people
dólares,
in,
6 por $5.
like, whatever it is. Like
$2 a piece,
you'll,
3 for $5.
you're fast on your feet too. If somebody says something to you, you come up with a quick response, and
Yeah,
I'm
I
not like.
try. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you do a good job, and that's what part has made that when you guys do the flea market, you guys do a really good job together because Jay, even if Jay's sitting down and handling all that, you're out there working your butt off too and getting
Hmm.
people in the doors.
Yeah, because I was about to say,
Oh, absolutely.
Jay ain't no chopped liver either. You know what I mean? You know, he's the only other person besides myself I've ever seen be able to even yell out loud and be a ringmaster, right? Like we're the only two people I've ever
Yeah,
seen, with some very few exceptions. But other than
yeah.
that, you know, that's what we
No,
do.
no, no. I mean, it helps too. Like, I mean, it helps to be vocal. I've never really been a vocal person. I've been shy. I've been kind of. I think I've actually had like some social anxiety and all. And I've dealt with, and well, I'm still kind of dealing with at times. But I actually think this podcast has actually helped me because I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Stuff. It's funny because my wife was telling me she watched some early episodes, and even one of my best friends, even said something how he watched some early episodes and just seeing like it from early to now how just the show has evolved and it's getting like even just me and you, Jay, just keep working on this overall. Like it's just got to keep working on it. It's a process.
That's it. But when you said, listen, there's something funny. When you said, I had anxiety, I'm thinking to myself how I got myself out of social anxiety and,
Mm-hmm.
not being scared. Because I used to be timid too. I was just thinking, I wonder if one day you showed up at the flea market with leather pants, right? Hold on, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me,
I'm
listen
not
to me.
liking this.
Listen to me. Your shirt off with like nipple clips that went down to your pants pockets.
Where is this going? Oh my!
No, I'm saying, listen,
Hopefully
listen.
on
If
YouTube.
you if you could walk around like that and not be nervous, get your nervous out of, dude, you at the end, you'd be nervous for nothing.
Oh my gosh!
Think about that.
Oh my gosh!
But I will
I
say
I, I might,
on a separate note, Ray,
oh no, she
I
does.
do thank you for being friends with my brother and looking out for him and you know being cool as you are. You know what I mean? I do appreciate that because honestly, my brother means the world to me. So thankfully, he has a close friend like you, somebody he can work with and just get along with. And I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate you. You know.
I, no, I mean it's just but I don't know. I don't know what to say to that because I mean I try to be
Just say thank you.
like
That's all.
friend. I mean I the day I met both of you guys, like honestly I think it's just one of those cool things, and I think I was fascinated how we all do the same type stuff.
Yeah.
I hadn't really met another reseller or anything. I mean, you see them at the flea market, but just to be behind you guys all day and just that's why I had it. I
Look
got
how
on
many
my phone
years
for
ago that was.
Yeah.
what that was that maybe 5 or 6, maybe 5 years
No,
I don't know. Time went by so
no,
quick.
it couldn't have
before.
been because I came back to Maryland in 2019.
Okay, so it was
That's
probably
4 years.
ago.
It's been 4
That's 4
years.
years.
Yeah, because it was around
Yeah.
2020 when that happened.
Yep.
Because I was already back
Yeah.
Ray, that was
for some time.
wow.
Yep.
That 4 years went by fast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it did. But
Wow.
all right.
Yeah, it did.
I think I'm gonna get on my whole rant.
All right, yeah, get on that record.
Yeah,
Listen,
because
yeah, he
after
sent
your
me a
rant,
text message.
I got a rant too. I got one more complaint about eBay once you're done.
All right, so I'm just gonna say, no matter where you go, USPS sucks, and it's not. So I avoid going to the local post office. So it's like the main type post office. I've been avoiding going there because I've had issues in the past. I mean, I'll go there every once in a while, but I don't like to go there. So I like to go to the Drug City Pharmacy, drop off my packages there, and there's this guy that basically he's the one that runs back and forth and runs the packages to the back room or wherever they put them. So when they get full up behind that small counter, and it's not much room, but he'll put them back here. I didn't even have that many today. I had like 7, and when I walked in, he just had like a whole fit, and he's filling the cooler up front with all the drinks, and he literally, I don't even, am I allowed to say any, like, well, I'm not gonna, I'll just say,
Yeah, you
you
can. I mean, it's
help
not
me,
gonna.
whatever, and I'll just say it like this. I'll just say, he said every effing day. He's like, he said something like that, and he said coming here every effing day with more and more. And at first, I was like, he's not talking about me. He's talking about something else, right? But immediately, because I walked to that back area, that back counter. Now there's a customer in front of me, and it's fine. But he immediately goes back there afterwards, and he's checking behind that counter to see if there's any packages back there, just to see how many. And you could tell his whole demeanor and everything. He had a whole attitude about everything. And I was like, hey, bud, and he walks back to me. He's like, I'm like, you got a problem with me? Because I heard what you said back there. And he's like, I wasn't talking to you. I wasn't talking to you. And I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't matter. I heard what you said. You're talking about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just was a whole thing. He's getting in my face, yelling at me and all. I'm like, I'm not playing that. I'm not, for me to even, because it messes it up now. I can't go back there.
You can't go back there.
Nope.
Because, I'm the dummy that just left my packages there. I still left them there, and I shouldn't have.
No.
Well, that's a federal offense.
They took these packages and just went like this against the wall.
Exactly. That's what
exactly what he did.
Probably. So, and if I have any issues, I'm going to go back to that there, and I kept my receipt and everything. I'm going to go back there and have a little talk with.
I'm gonna start filming people. I'm gonna start when I go in these post office. I'm gonna start recording.
Mm-hmm.
And when they ever say they give me a complaint about my package, say, "Look, this is what they did. They slam dunk them against the wall. They don't care. These people are just."
Oh, he didn't like it when he was running his mouth. I said, "I'm sorry, I made you work." I said that to him. He did not like that. He started going off even more. Dude, I made him go on break. That's how bad it was.
Wow. Beware them packages, dude.
Yeah. But this is the first time I've ever had that issue there. And I know he kind of complains and all, like, and mumbles a little bit when he goes up there. He's gone up when I'm up there. Sometimes he'll go up and look behind the counter, and he's mumbling and complaining and all. You can just tell. But I've heard him complain about other people. Even the woman at the counter even said that he complains all the time. So I mean, this is an ongoing issue. But I never thought I was going to have this type of issue at that location, like inside the pharmacy, because they're actually happy usually to take my package. When I go to the regular post office, when that is their like main job is to take in packages, it's even worse there.
Yeah, it's terrible there.
Yeah.
We have the one. There's a new one that works at the post office we go to, and she's I brought so her demeanor's changed with me
Mm-hmm.
because 2 weeks ago I took packages there, and she would put say an 8 ounce package on the weight and ring it up, and then I'll have a 4 ounce package, not put it on the scale, and she'll just scan it in as like an 8 ounce package. I said, "Oh, you can't. Please don't do that." I said, because they'll come back and charge me for that because it's going. You're ringing it up like it's 8 ounce pack. No, they're not. No, they're not. You got a huge attitude with me. And the other girl that was there, she goes, "Yeah, they will," and she had to explain it to her because I just had to, I had to tell her because you're going to charge, you're going to cost me money. Ever since then, she won't say a word to me. Just real nasty, just nasty. But I mean, come on, man. It's this part of your job. I mean,
and the sad thing, there's nothing you can do. You can like put in a complaint or do all this stuff, and nothing's going to change. And it's not like you want to get somebody fired from their job. Like, you know what I mean?
I want to get them
It's
fired.
not.
I want them gone. If you have the nerve to do that to somebody's package, regardless of whether it costs me money, you got to go. There ain't no, because you're hurting the value of just everything, my entire business and my mentality. I mean, I literally have such fervor about this topic. Like I can't stand those people. You got if you're breaking people's packages, you should not be working there. If you can't,
Yeah.
if you can't, if that's your main thing is to take a package, process it in, and make sure it's not effed up. To make sure it doesn't get messed up. But the first thing you do is mess up the package, right? Or mess up just everything about your whole entire experience. You have failed. You have failed that job. You have failed it, the United States Postal Services. You failed me. You failed your parents. You failed everything. You should be ashamed of yourself, right? Like I have hostility towards these people because that is it. But you're right. You can't say nothing because it sometimes makes the problem worse.
Yeah, and you can't go there anymore or something like.
Because
so
our post office is technically, sorry to cut you off, Ray, but
no, you're fine.
That post office is the second worst in the nation. In 2020, they ran the numbers. There was only one post office that was worse than our post office. It was in the south side of Chicago. That was the first. That was the worst post office in the nation. Ours is the second one. That was the second one. It was so bad in 2020. Dutch Rupersberger, the state senator, had to come there and say, "We're going to change this. We're going to fix this." That's how bad it was. The issue with that postal service. It was that bad, and they haven't
Guess
changed.
what? It never changed.
They're still the same. They're still same degenerates. Still same. Worthless nothings that's working behind that counter. Every now and then you get one or two that's acceptable or pretty decent, but honest, they're worthless.
See the rant you started, Ray? No.
Huh?
I said, see the rant you started? No.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
dude, I'm right with you.
It's true because I mean I feel like half the time I go in there, like I'm being talked down upon or another customer is.
Yeah.
And that's not any sense in any customer service job. You know what I mean? Like I've been in there where they literally kind of didn't say it right to my face, but she kind of said it, like it was obviously loud enough that I could hear it. She's like, "I wish people would get a real job." And I had the manager the one time. He was going off and saying something about the one like a customer that came in, like he was trying to come in like 5 minutes before the doors were closing for their lunch break, and he was having a whole fit like, "You had all day to come in here and now you wait till now," or whatever it is. I'm like, dude, you're still open for 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're still open.
You got it. I don't care. Like he literally said this. We might have to bleep a lot out of
But
this episode.
But Ray, I wouldn't even care how they spoke to me. Honestly, I don't care if they spoke down to me like I was trash, like they hated my guts and told me they could discriminate against me verbally, as long as they did their job correctly and didn't mess my packages up.
But see,
I wouldn't care.
The way they treat you goes hand in hand with how they treat those packages.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't care how they treat me personally. I want them to treat the package. Don't weigh a 4-ounce package as an 8-ounce product when it's not. Don't throw my stuff. Don't kick my stuff. Make sure it's scanned in properly. I don't care how you treat me. Honestly, I don't, because you're the way you're doing, you're stealing from me at that point. You're not doing it on purpose, but you're allowing my money to be taken out of my pocket without me agreeing to it. You're screwing my business up at this point. That I cannot abide by. I can't. I don't hate people. I hate saying I hate people, but I hate people to do that. I do. And then the fact that they scoff. Oh my God! Does your ass cheek hurt so bad sitting on a bar stool? Oh my God, sweetheart, look, calm down. You know what I mean? It'll be okay. The scanner's not that heavy. Calm down.
It's like they don't realize how good they got. It's like, okay, if they got to work at a grocery store or something, you know how many items they have to scan through a transaction? Like, it could be hundreds.
But even that's not hard.
No. Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. And they're having a deal about, I go in there with 5 to 10 sometimes. They're like, they roll their eyes. And I mean, it should be. Yep. I made it easy on them by doing this at home. You know? Like, I could come in there with a QR code and make you print every freaking label.
Every label. How you like that?
I do that now. That's what I do.
Yep.
I haven't used a label printer in 6 months.
Yeah.
Kenny, when you come back into the neighborhood, are you still going to do that?
Yeah.
I hate you, boy.
Look, again, like James says, the way they act transfers the treatment to the packages. That's what I don't like. Again, they could hate me. They could say whatever they want. As long as you treat my package perfectly fine, I don't care. You can hate me. I don't care. Just don't crush my, Halloween stickers that somebody in, Thailand bought.
I mean, I guess I just don't get it, because it's not like we're the worst of the worst customers. You know what I mean? Like, there's way complain, and have like so many different issues and problems, and that they're pointing out to them, like, hey, where's my mail? Where's this? I need it. They don't have everything ready if they're going to change their address, or for the passports, and all kinds of stuff like that. We're the easy ones. We go in there with it already done. I don't understand.
But I will tell you, me and Jay grew a relationship with these people, but at first they hated us. We brought in literal, Ray, truckloads of packages, and big ones too, like 24 by 22 by 18 size boxes that weighed 60 pounds, because we were doing whatnot, and we would have hundreds upon hundreds. I wish I'd have kept. I probably do have some of them pictures somewhere, where literal piles of packages taller than me, and just 8 foot wide, just hundreds of packages, right? And we would come there with a truckload, and they would have to scan each one of those in. We would pull around back and offload the whole entire truck into bins. They hated us. Yeah. And we argued with them, because we were like, we need it scanned. We need you to scan each one of these packages. And they hated it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, as a normal business, if somebody has somebody like that coming in, they're not going to like it at first, but you're bringing in the money. No, well, what I'm getting to is that they probably didn't like it because they're understaffed and they need somebody else to specifically do that job. Like if they to pick up, the extra stuff that's coming in from you guys, and if they don't have that on hand, I can see the frustration. But that's at the end of the day, that's something that's an issue they need to be brought up and get on that. It's not, you know what I mean? It shouldn't, if somebody's paying me thousands of dollars like that, because I'm sure that shipping costs a lot of money.
Well, the one girl there liked me, so she started working with us a little bit more. But again, Ray, we were so easy with them. They would have had to do that job. They literally just didn't want to do their job. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Right? Like they just didn't want to do their job. I can't help you with that.
Oh, it was bad.
Could you imagine if we just decide one day, you know what, I don't want to ship out my stuff?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I know.
We don't get. We'll have to get refunds.
Or if I worked a regular job, could you imagine? Like I just don't. I just don't feel like doing it. Right? Like you can't do that unless you work for the post office.
Yeah.
It's like a requirement. You must you got the one that's kind of joyful but doesn't really care, just throws your stuff. And then you got one that's maybe up there every now and then, but really gets really bitchy. And then you got one that's completely just like mad, angry all the time, don't want to put up with anything. I mean, there's prerequisites to work there. And I tell you what, it's not ones that cares for you as customer service or wants to see you succeed.
You go there, and you're picking your poison.
Yeah, you're picking your poison. It's like,
could you imagine that?
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I walk up to the post office and I'm like, and I'm hoping for a certain one each time. Like, I'm pleased, like, don't, hope they're not here. Hope they're not here. Why do I got to do that? I shouldn't have to do that when I go to the post office.
I agree.
Because I literally here paid $125 in shipping, and I've got to go in there and please care for my package a little bit.
I wonder what that interview application process was like. How far can you throw a single square package? Can you roll your eyeballs? Let me hear you scoff. Oh, you can do all these things? You're hired.
Approved.
Oh, you played football in high school, you're hired.
Yeah. Yeah, can you throw an 8-ounce package 10 to 25 feet, 26 to 35 feet, 55 feet?
In the back, they probably have one of those big, inflatable, football throwing games. Just this is your training.
Can you snap?
They're probably back there punting packages.
Can you snap your finger and bob your head?
Oh my God!
You're hired, girl. You go ahead, girlfriend. You tell them packages they wrong. That's exactly what they do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, serious.
And then you got the tall white dude who'd be just like, woo! He just frisbees them.
He does.
I sent my son in there a couple weeks back, and he comes back out like this face on him. Like, I said, "What's wrong, buddy? What's up?" He's like, "This guy in there, he just took these packages and just started throwing them against the wall, and they were hitting the thing." And I was like, looking at him, like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, we're taking care of you.
he thinks he's like Dude Perfect doing trick shots behind his
back. I've literally seen him do it. No, you're right. Ray, he's literally taken his packages and went like that. Mine too. He just threw it. Right behind his shoulder, like he's trying to exercise a ghost and throwing salt behind his shoulder or something. He just tosses the package right behind him. Doesn't care.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, to be fair, some of them it probably doesn't matter, but how well. I mean, if they're doing that a little bit. But those fragile items, I don't even like putting fragile in a lot of my packages because, I mean, I do it just because the buyer.
Why, it looks like target practice?
Yeah. But I just want, for the buyer's sake, that it looks like I tried.
You said You said one thing that was wrong, though, right? You were like, some of them don't matter. To me, every one of them matter. every single exact package. It matters. The reason is because if you don't handle every package with care, you're never going to care about any of the packages. Eventually, they're going to run into such a bad habit of not giving a damn about these packages, regardless of what they look like or whether they're.
Well, I guess. Well, I mean, I hear what he's saying. I guess, like, when I go in there, it's like there's some it's okay.
No, I get it.
Yeah, like
No, I get what he's
You
saying.
could throw that one, and then it's some. It's like, oh no, please don't.
come on, that's
Please
glass.
don't do that one. And then I said something to him one day. I was like, dude, it's glass. Please don't toss it. He still throws it to the side, and then says to me, that's okay. Last week I shipped out an Elvis Presley that was glass, and it broke. And I just put in for it and get my money back. I'm like, what?
But that's more time. Time is money.
Yeah.
No,
That's what he said to me. He was like,
that's why I say, I get what you're saying. Like each package, you know what's in it, and you're like, for each one, for different ones. But from my perspective, they should be treating every package as if it's fragile.
they should.
Just
They should. They should treat every package like it's gold.
yes, because
Yeah.
it creates a good habit. You know what I mean?
If that was the case, I probably wouldn't have a missing package right now. I do have a missing package. I have.
You know what? It's probably one that got tossed and then it's in between something in one of their spots. I already know. That's how they do.
Yeah.
So when I opened the missing mail case for this hat that's lost, I noticed the last two missing mail cases I opened never got found either.
That's why you put in for the money right now. I bet you they find that package. Put the money in right now to get that money back and let them know that you did, because did you call them? The last place it was
No,
at?
I just
Get the
I won't call.
telephone number.
I
Listen, get the
okay.
look where it is on your whatchamacallit. Say if it's in somewhere in Delaware, right? Whatever post office it says it was at, call that post office and tell them that you put a lost thing in. And you're putting in for the money too. And it's saying that it was at that facility, right? Sometimes you can speed the process up and they'll find it. You know what I mean? But just let them know that you put the money thing in for it too, because that usually scares them enough to, move their butts along a little bit.
Well, you used to be just opening a case and then sometimes doing the text reminder. For some reason, that text reminder, I don't know if it flags something in the system, but that used to be enough too. So between the combination of the both, I never had to call most of the time.
Yeah, I know, me either. But I have for a few other packages, like bigger packages. For some reason, I don't know what it is. Small packages, I never have a problem with. Bigger
This is
packages,
the time of year.
But I called the people, it was like a Monopoly board or whatever it was. And I called the post office and they were like, oh, you put the money in thing already? You have a return number? We can give you a call? And they called me back in like an hour and like, we found it. I was working on that you telling me for 6 days straight you guys couldn't find it. But as soon as I told you that I put the money in for it, you found that bad boy, didn't you? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking about money, how about that Bitcoin?
I know it went up. I don't know how it went up.
Oh.
I should have put money
It
into
might
it.
hit. I'm waiting for it to hit 100,000.
I should have put money into it. How much did it go up? I know it was what was the top? It was like 48,000, right?
The last time we bought into it at 27, and then now it's like about 95,000.
Oh, I should have bought, because I knew it dropped a little bit before the election, and now it's up again, right?
Yeah. And XRP, I bought an XRP, and I think that's at its highest it's ever been.
Dogecoin is up too.
Cents. I bought it at like 19 cents.
I got buggers flying.
Man, I should have bought some Dogecoin.
I never got any stuff. I just
want the money. I don't really care about it.
I like it.
I have no emotional attachment to any of it. I just want the money. But I do have one more complaint about eBay whenever you guys are ready for me to rant and rave.
Well, let's hear the rant. Let's hear the rave.
All right. This just happened. But I opened up the messages. I got a double Vero, right? On
Wow.
it's actually kind of the same object. It's separate listings, but it's. Do either one of you know what Delta Sigma Theta is?
It's a
I'm pretty sure you're gonna say
fraternity.
sorority,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Sorority.
It's a sorority. It's actually, I think it's if I'm not mistaken, it's the first black female sorority in America. It's based here in Maryland. I sell the tote bags. I have tote bags with their insignia on it. I've done pretty well on it. I also have belts. The tote bags and the belts are made by a company called the Greek Shop. They sell both of these objects. So I got a Vero in today for the belts. I had two listings, one for size 36 men's and size 32 men's. They're technically women's, but just so we can picture it in our heads, so it's two separate listings. So they sent me the Vero saying that I infringed on copyright, and they're claiming that they're fraudulent or fake. They're saying that they're fake products. They're not real. But yet they're selling them on the Greek Shop website. So basically, they sent in a fraudulent fake Vero on me, for these listings. I guess to eliminate competition. So basically, I went and checked my messages because it felt like my eBay slowed down. Right? I'm getting no views. I got no movement. I didn't sell anything. And for the last 24 hours or so, it felt like it was dead. It was because of those Veros. It slowed down the traffic on my store. And now all the money, and they even took a couple bucks out of my, for past sales or the previous sale that just happened for one of them. And all the accounting fees and all like that too. And it was like, so I got to take all these off and not make any money off of it. Then they took money from me because of it. Basically, I'm assuming they're giving it to the Greek Shop people, or actually Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated.
Oh, man.
So that's my rant and rave. I mean, trust me, I'm more angrier than I sound, but it's because of that double Vero, which now is slowing down traffic to my store, which is going to hurt my bottom line, basically.
Yeah.
Because we all know that they say it doesn't affect your store. It affects your store.
Oh yeah.
Whether they want to admit it or not, it's affecting my store.
Because why would they want to push somebody up that they feel, they got flagged, for anything like? They're not going to put you at the top of the line. Like it's nothing against you, like, you know what I mean. But that's just what they see, and they're not going to do that. Like it sucks.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
And then on top of that, the reason why it's irritable is because about a week and a half ago, I got a notice saying that they're going to take me away from top seller. I'm losing my top seller status because I sell a bunch of cards, right? And instead of printing out labels, I've been sending them out just stamped, right? So I put them in, write out the address, put a stamp on it, and there it goes, right? I haven't been buying the label through eBay, so that means I haven't been uploading a tracking number. And I fell below the 95% upload tracking number upload threshold and dropped down to like 89%. So they say by the 20th of this month, when they do, they do their reviews every month on you, or every 3 months, whatever it is. They said my forecast is I'm going to be above average or above seller,
Yeah.
status instead of
That's
top seller.
that's why I won't ship anything that I can't put tracking on.
Well, the problem is, right? When you do QR codes, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you go to buy the label for a card, a 69 cent, eBay
Yeah.
card thing, you guys know.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what'll pop up and it say print slip, so you still have to have a printer to print out the slip. There is no QR code for a card when you go to what you call it. You have to print it out on your own printer. And the post
Wow.
office won't allow you to do that. You got to have your own printer. So at
Yeah.
first,
I didn't know.
I was buying them anyway, so it uploads the what you call it, and I was like, "Oh, why am I buying this and I'm not even using it? I'll just send it out, willy nilly with a what you call it." I forgot all about uploading tracking numbers actually hurts your status, so that was my fault. You know what I mean? That was
Yeah.
I made the mistake. I should have never let my greed get to me. I should have kept on buying it even if I didn't use it, and lose the
Yeah.
69 cents. You know what I mean? That's now
There
I
that
know,
track
So
that
anybody out there
that
watching this, if you sell cards, don't just go ahead and just ship it out with a stamp. Sadly enough, you're going to have to purchase the label, their 69 cent label through them so you can upload a tracking number. If you don't, it's going to hurt your status and you're going to lose traffic to your store, ultimately
yeah.
losing money in the end. So that's my tip
Yeah.
of the day. That's
Yeah.
what I said.
No,
It just, everything
yeah.
happened all in the last 2 weeks. It was back to back to back to back to back. You know what I mean? Because it's been silent. I've had no issues, not many returns, no problems with eBay. And all of a sudden, in 2 weeks' time, I got hit with like 4 or 5 issues, just like that.
Those are a pain though. Like because sometimes they don't even get scanned as delivered, or like there's no rhyme or reason in the scans for them. I've asked multiple people that work at the post office. They don't even know how they get scanned. So if you do even the ones with the tracking the standard envelope, it I don't know how it works. Like nobody will tell me. And sometimes I have things that I know I have cards that I've shipped out and it never gets a delivery scan. But it's one of those things. If the buyer doesn't complain, then it's, as far as I know, it's delivered.
Yeah, but you still have to upload a tracking number, right? That's
Yeah,
the problem.
yeah.
eBay needed.
But also, the crazy thing is that those tracking numbers. So if it goes missing, you can't use that tracking number for a missing mail
I know
case.
that's why I was so stupid, right? I totally didn't even think about it because it's so useless. Those tracking numbers are fairly useless, right? They
Yeah.
can scan
So
it. Like if you print out that label for it, right? The sideway label, they can still scan it, and it's still, they probably have a mass machine that just kind of scans them in bulk. But it's kind of useless because they don't scan them anymore. They don't scan them one by one.
yeah,
So
yeah,
just hope the buyer is honest enough. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Because you'll never know if it got delivered or something.
yeah. I mean, how often do you sell cards, Jay? I know you. I know you got some top loaders and stuff, and
Um,
so
I don't put many cards on, but let's see. Last card I sold was a Derek Jeter
Derek Jeter.
card. Yeah, and then sold for like $3.99, and I sent it out for you know 61 cents or whatever it was, and
I know it keeps rising.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I put it in a top loader and send it out. Always when I bought those top loaders, I'm saying to myself, I'm going to do more and more and more cards, and I may in the future.
mm-hmm.
So I always have top loaders to take care of because I always ship everything out with top loaders.
Yeah,
But as of now, it's not beneficial for me to do it. I don't even have for my process. You
yeah,
understand?
yeah. I will say I've been shipping out. Um, well, I've listed them and sold like 3 almost like within the first day or so of listing them. But had those MLB chips that I had some at the show. Now I had at the toy show I had like the very low end, like the basic standard ones, but then I had pulled out all the parallels and different color ones. So they're like these little MLB, like almost they look like poker chips, but sometimes they'll have a red border, a blue border, black border, green, gold. I don't know. There's all kinds of different color borders, and then even the graphic on it might have like a hollow or something. But I sold some of them already. Like I paid $5 for this whole bin, and I have already sold I think $25 or $30 worth out of 3.
Really?
There you go.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So that's pretty good, and it's
Yeah.
to me it's nothing special. But the cool thing is I'm able to actually, because it's, I guess, I don't know. I mean, so I know with coins you can use the trading card packaging. I mean the center envelope or whatever.
Patches,
Yeah,
stickers, coins, money,
stamp.
stamps,
Yeah,
and I've actually used it for other things too. Smaller
yeah,
little objects, right? I've actually sent out.
yeah.
Um, what else was it? Little testing bars. They were gold plated and silver, little thin
Mm-hmm.
testing bars that you would use in like a gold testing kit, right? I
But
put them in an envelope and shipped them out for 69. Well, for the amount of stamp, you know what I mean? That was another
yeah,
object that I didn't, I didn't upload a tracking number for,
I I wasn't sure if I could do it until there was a few sellers doing it this way, like shipping it with the center envelope, and there's a few that weren't, but it's because it's like a poker chip. But I'm like, maybe I can get away with it because it's Topps. Topps makes baseball cards. I'm like, that'd be my argument the whole way. And it's just if a baseball card was plastic and round, that's all it is.
Yeah. Now
You know. So
here's another tip of the day for everybody. If you're shipping cards out, when you price it out on eBay, 1 ounce 6x3x1 is 69 cents. 2 ounces is 74 cents, and 3 ounces is like $1.09, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it went up, didn't it?
Yeah, well, either way, 1 ounce,
Higher than
2 ounce, and 3 ounce is different prices at 6x3x1, and then you have 11x6x1 as well. We just stayed by the 6x3x1. There's 3 different prices for 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 3 ounce. Always buy just a 1 ounce anyway, because the United States Postal Service is perfectly okay with a 3 ounce letter on a single stamp. So it's irrelevant whether you put 1 ounce or 3 ounces in that envelope. eBay just charges you more. The post office isn't going to care. So you could put 3 ounces in that envelope at the price eBay gives you for 1 ounce. That's why you always put 1 ounce, even if you're shipping out a 3 ounce card or multiple cards, because they're not going to know the difference.
No, I don't. I have to disagree because I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, they do weigh them a little bit. It's not like they don't. I know.
But who's weighing?
Huh? Who's weighing?
Yeah, what I'm saying, the question I'm trying to ask you is, when you buy a stamp for 73 cents from the Postal Service, 1 ounce, the 3 ounces is the same thing. They don't care about 1 to 3 ounces on a postcard 6x3x1. You put 1 stamp for 3 ounces. That's it, flat. The same way with your prepaid thing. When the Postal Service gets a letter that weighs 3 ounces, it looks no different than a 1 ounce one, because they don't care. It didn't break the 3 ounce rule. The same way if you have a 3 ounce item that goes in the ground, right? 3 ounces and 4 ounces is the same exact weight for them. They don't care about that. As long as it's under the 4 ounce mark.
I think the difference is because they don't have tracking on them though, and this is a courtesy service that eBay is offering. It's not like, we don't, to give us the tracking option. So that's what we're paying for. If they stop getting extra money, they're just going to stop doing it. So
they're definitely getting extra money.
Well, but that's the whole reason. If you go to the 1 ounce every single time, and you know what I mean, you're not doing it correctly, they eventually they're just going to like, well, fine, we're not going to do it anymore. If you lose your package, you're not going to have any cover, as far as trading cards are, to me, it's not worth it. I have way too many cards. I have like 3,000 cards listed on my store. It's not worth it for me to do that. But I understand if some people do that. And,
yeah, because you think about it. You're paying 69 cents for 1 ounce.
I'm not paying it, my buyers.
Well, either way, because but the more money you save on that, the money comes right back to you anyway. So if your buyer paid $109 for 3 ounces, and you only pay $69, you get that difference.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So imagine if you did that 1,000 times.
Yeah, but I don't know. To me, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to put that at risk. So
technically, there's no risk because, again, the post office still sees it as 3 ounces, regardless of what how much it weighs. If it's 1.5 ounces, they don't weigh it. It's still a 3 ounce letter to them.
Yeah, I don't.
Because everything 3 ounces and below goes on one stamp.
Yeah, well, I'm sure, but again, they don't have tracking, and so it's a whole nother service. So that's how you got to look at it. And a lot of things that have tracking, they do weigh. I don't know exactly. I'm sure it's just not worth it to me. I'm not going to risk that. So, it's just not worth it to me. But
to each their own.
You got, huh?
To each their own.
Yeah.
I try to save every little bit of money I can. There's no reason why I have to spend that extra money when I don't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do we want to? Because we're about like a minute.
Oh wow, we're an hour and 12 minutes in.
Yeah. Do we want to do it? You want to do the trivia?
Yeah, let's do trivia.
Yeah, let's do trivia.
All right, let me get it up here right now. Let's see. All right, you guys got your answers ready. So, anybody that's tuned in the past, we've never had a head-to-head competition like this. So we got the two brothers, Jay and Kenny.
You're gonna have to title this and put it in the title too. Head-to-head trivia match to the death.
Yep. Death match.
Death match.
All right.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Should this? Yeah, this is just a gentlemanly competition.
Yeah, it's a gentleman.
Because we don't understand what kind of questions we're getting asked either, so it's hard to make a.
Yeah. Now the rules are to pass for any of the viewers. I know we still have yet to get a comment about this, so we're just waiting at this point. Jay told my comments. I don't know if you've seen, but we did have a comment from Kraken last week's episode. He did leave a nice comment and all.
What did he say?
I think he said, let me see if I can pull it up. She's like our only comment besides Kenny's comments. Oh my gosh.
My man, sandwiches.
I don't know. I think he just said it was like nice meeting us or something like that. I don't know why I can't find it right here. But I thought I had it still up there. Either way. All right. Let's go ahead and get started with trivia. So I got 10 questions and I got one bonus question at the end. So really 11 questions.
So I guess we'll put our things up and turn them around when and it's ready to go.
Yep. Yeah, you might have to hold yours up a little, Jay, because yours it's like written real thin compared to Kenny's.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
All right.
All right. Question number 1. When a flea market vendor says it's one of a kind, they really mean A, I've had it for 10 years. B, no one else wanted it either. C, it's possibly haunted. D, it's about to be vintage any day now.
Oh man.
I mean, this is very as subjective as possible, but
There he is.
All right.
I'm ready
We're
whenever
gonna turn
you
it
are.
around.
All right.
I'm ready.
Go ahead. D and Kenny froze. I can't see his. Kenny, I can't see it. It froze. Hold on. Is that
Can you
B?
hear me?
Yeah, I can. Kenny got it right with B. No one else wanted it either.
How did that happen? How is that an answer?
Am I unfrozen?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. When a flea market vendor says, feel free to make an offer, they really mean A, I've given up on my dreams. B, but if it's under $1, just keep walking. C, this item has sentimental value. Just kidding. D, I'm testing your haggling skills. Don't fail me.
Oh. Uh. Just probably the wrong answer, dude. We ready?
Yep. Flip.
That's Turner.
Nope. Jay got it right with B. But if it's under $1, just keep walking.
Wow. These are hard.
So you're writing it down 1-1, right?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Oh yeah, you gotta write. Yeah,
Now
that's right.
we
You gotta
got
write it down.
prepared, right?
I know I'm the scorekeeper, and all right, 1-1. All right, next question. When a seller describes something as gently used, it's usually A, covered in love marks. B, still smelling like someone else's cologne. C, slightly more durable than wet tissue. D, only been through 2 cycles of wear and tear.
Three.
That's
What?
Turner.
All right. And it was neither of you guys. It was A, covered in love marks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, you had to make.
Hey, we got 50% of the questions, bro, and the answers, and we still can't get one right.
All right. Next one. Why do sellers love saying pick up only in their eBay listings? A, it guarantees buyers regret in person. B, they're tired of taping up boxes. C, the item is bigger than their patience. D, they secretly want to meet their customers.
Ready? 3, 2,
All right, let's
1.
flip. On Kenny froze, so I gotta wait a sec.
I put a B.
You put up B. All right, nope. Jay got it. C, the item is bigger than their patience.
I was gonna pick that one too.
I was gonna pick B. I was like, which one's? I don't know. Maybe dumber. I don't know.
I know. Well, it's ChatGPT. I like to make this one. No rhyme or reason. All right. Why would a seller list an item as for parts or not working? A, it's basically a doorstop now. B, they think you're a magician. C, they gave up on fixing it, but maybe you won't. D, they heard as is code for half price.
Oh man, there's some good ones in that
Yeah, I know. Especially two of
one.
them. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. It's so subjective.
Yeah, I don't know either. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, flip. Oh, neither of you guys. It was C. They gave up on fixing it, but maybe you won't.
That was the one I
picked
was
A.
going to get. Yeah,
That's the other one I was going to pick.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. What does a buyer really mean when they ask, what's the story behind this item? A, did you find this in the trash? B, I want to feel a deeper connection with your stuff. C, was it owned by a celebrity? Any celebrity? D, please justify the price with some drama.
Oh wow. Hold on.
Really? I mean, it's all, the toss of the coin.
You ready?
No, Jay's right. He got it with D.
Wow. Dude, I usually get them all wrong.
Please justify the price with some drama. So D for drama.
I was actually going to pick. I was actually going to pick C.
Oh. All right, next one. Which of these phrases might indicate a flea market item is a bad idea to buy? A, great project piece. B, one owner, kind of. C, works when it wants to. D, gives off a unique smell.
Oh, wait. All right, I'm ready.
All right, flip them. Neither of you guys. It's D, gives off a unique smell.
Wow. Oh wow.
Game's rigged.
All right.
Damn ChatGPT.
All right. If you see the phrase rare and HTF in an eBay listing, it probably means A, the seller looked in their basement for 2 whole minutes. B, it's hard to find because nobody wants it. C, it's mildly interesting item they found at a garage sale. D, you might actually want to buy this. Maybe.
Oh man.
Or E, you showed up to one of my listings.
Yeah.
All right.
Flip them. And Kenny's right with B. It's hard to find because nobody wants it.
Because you showed up on my listing.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Let me see. Okay. Which of these phrases should make you question eBay's item condition? A, vintage patina. B, gently seasoned. C, original dust included. D, slightly unpredictable in performance. There with the jokes of that last one.
You ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yep. Flip. And it's D. Slightly unpredictable in performance.
I like it.
Jay knows all about that, don't
you? Yeah.
That's what my ex-girlfriend used to say about me.
Yeah. That's right.
So this is the last one, and we had the bonus question that we'll do after this.
Okay.
All right. If you're buying a mystery box at a flea market, you can expect A, 2 socks that don't match. B, someone else failed DIY project. C, a questionable smell in an even more questionable item. Or D, all of the above. E.
Hmm.
I picked D. I'm just joking.
Hmm.
All right. Yep, that was the right answer because Jay knows every time it's all of the above. That's what
It's always all the above.
I don't understand.
So we're
But,
tied technically, I think, right?
I think I'm up by 1, right?
No, you're up by 2.
2. Okay.
Yeah, because there's 2 you guys tied on. Or no, just 2 of them you guys didn't get at all. That's what it was. I'm sorry. All right.
So how many does Jay have?
He has 5. You have 3. We'll make this a 3-pointer to bonus. So Kenny, if you get it, you win. All right.
That's a good one.
Big question.
Or we can make it 2 points. I missed it. We can just tie.
All right, ready? When Jay from the Junk Jaw Reseller Podcast says, I have a good feeling about this find, what does he actually mean? A, he's hoping someone will buy it before he regrets the price he paid. B, he doesn't want to admit that he has no idea what it's worth. C, he found it in a free box and needs it gone. D, it's going straight into his personal I'll list it someday pile.
So re-say the statement itself. When Jay from Reseller Podcast finished it.
Yep. When Jay from Junk Jaw Reseller Podcast says, I have a good feeling about this find, what does it actually mean?
Okay.
Or what does he
I have a
actually
good
mean?
feeling. May be wrong, but I'm gonna take a guess.
Whoops. Nope, you're both wrong. It's he doesn't want to admit he has no idea what it's worth. That's what ChatGPT had to say about you, Jay.
That's crazy.
Well, congratulations, James, from the Junk Jaw Reseller Podcast. He is the winner of Make It and Match It.
Raise the roof.
Ooh, reseller.
I got a brand new secondhand fax machine, Sam.
Hey, my father, right? We said that. So my father was he liked to do dealing, trading and buying and
Junk
selling.
collector.
So back in the day, was like fax machines was a thing, and his buddy, he was used to be in the military and all with my grandfather. He used to go ahead and rob like boats that came off from the dock from the military and stuff. Well, we had a fax machine.
Snake River.
And my father was trading off. He's like, I got a brand new secondhand fax machine, Sam. And he started laughing about it. Brand new secondhand. It's secondhand is brand new. It was the words all in the same sentence, dude. It doesn't even combine. That just
I don't know how many times do you guys go to sales or flea market and all, and people are like, or even on Facebook Marketplace, oh, it's brand new, but they literally pulled it out of the box.
they pulled it out of the box.
You can see the shoe. Like sometimes I see this with shoes all the time. Like they wore them once, but then there's marks on the bottom or whatever, and they're trying to say it's brand new.
Yeah, I know.
Yep, it's not.
No,
not brand new at all.
Nope. It's
so
like
we're in.
You take.
We're in an hour and a half in this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Hour and 30 minutes.
Hour 30
we had
minutes. Wow.
a good time.
Oh yeah. Yep.
We had a good time. We're gonna say our final thoughts. Anybody got any final thoughts you got to say?
I'll say it since I'll go first since I'm the guest. My final thought is they need to do better at the postal service at the post office because they actually They make my blood boil, and it irritates me. And I understand there's mistakes that happen, and people have bad days, and things happen sometimes. But if every day you go in there and if you fear going in there and having your business destroyed because the one simple job that they were supposed to do becomes such a threat to their comfort and their solitude, I think something in it needs to change. I think they need to be changed. I think the postal service needs to be renovated all the way through from top to bottom. And at least give the veil expectation that things are going to be okay. I do not feel comforted when I go into the post office. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells most of the time, and anxiety builds and gives me such mental stress that I wish I could find a way to get a class action lawsuit with a bunch of other people and sue the postal service for such stress they cause me on a daily basis. That's how bad it is.
Wow. All right, you're hitting
But
all cylinders.
but beyond that, everything's okay.
I'm gonna say my final thoughts. I'm kind of up there with you a little bit, Kenny, because I mean at the end of the day, I mean if you don't like your job, go get another one. I mean
Absolutely.
we're doing this because we didn't like our other jobs at one point, or something happened, and we're here. We're doing what we like to do. We're doing what we love. I mean that shouldn't be brought down on anybody else. If we hate our job, then
And
go find another one. There's
honestly,
plenty.
even if you hate your job, just do it correctly. I don't need a smile. I don't need you to
Yeah.
pretend. I don't need you to placate me and feel as if we're friends. None of that. I don't need eye contact. I don't need cordialness. I need you to make sure that package doesn't get crushed. That's all I care about. And
Yeah.
process things correctly without flaw. That's the only thing that you need to do. I don't even care if you openly hate your job and hate me. You can. Everybody hates their job, generally speaking. Just make sure my package don't get screwed up. That's all I ask. That's
Yeah.
it. And we all should ask that same question. That's it. I'm sorry. I just hate the postal service. I really hate them.
No, it's a love hate for me because I love that things go very well a good portion of the time, but there's always that time where it goes badly, and I'm back down in that the bottom, and I just
Well,
feel
that's why I
terrible. I
said
feel
the anxiety, right? Like
yeah.
it isn't like they just run and just RKO and stomp on your packages or anything like that
Mm-hmm.
openly. It's just the fear. It's that constant bombardment of anxiety that you feel just going in there.
Yep.
That one day, you may catch them in a bad mood, or you have an issue and you're like, hey, here's the issue. You're doing something wrong, and then they
Yep.
take it out on your product. Right? It's that
But here's the
constant
thing about it:
fear.
we had they're real concerns because we've dealt with it. It's not like we go in there and just.
True.
I know I used to go to a post office over in off North sorry, Route 40 up where I used to work at, and there was a guy in there, and he was I'd send the packages to him, really nice, thank you, da da da, set the packages, didn't throw them, put them where they needed to go, and there was no worry. I went in there, and there's no worry that this guy was going to destroy any packages. I just seen the way he handle all the customers. When we go in the post office we go to, that's a real fear because we
Mm-hmm.
do our business depends on our packages making it to the customers, making it there safe, and it's not like they're doing it for a free service for us. We pay to
Yeah.
have that
Yeah.
service done. We're paying, all of us together. We're paying somebody's salary. We pay to ship out of here. We're paying for somebody's salary,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
and that's just three of us.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel that you should protect my packages. I really
Yep.
do. And I guess the point of the day is like, same thing. If I'm going to pay for a service, I want my service. I gladly pay that. Even though I press the button and says, "Hey, yeah, I'm going to pay. This is what I'm going to pay," and I pay that to have that package shipped. I want the service that comes along with me paying that money
Yeah.
to have
That's
my
part
package
of
shipped.
their product. At the end of the day,
Yeah,
that's their product they're selling.
right. Absolutely, that's their product they're selling.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Because I'll tell you, it makes just talking about the USPS. It makes my sciatica flare up. You know what I mean? My back's hurting and then just flaring up. My nerves are just crunching as we speak.
What is? I mean, it's terrible. You have to. It really is. I mean, I know some of you people might have. You go and you might have some great post office. I love my people. I bake them cookies every year, and I give them cards, and I do that too. I've done that too to stay on the good side. It's like, oh, my enemies. I got to make sure to watch
But
out.
you don't have to do that even.
I know, but
I've seen people go in there with cases of soda and give them, like, you know what I mean? They wheel a wagon in with cases of soda around this time of year for them. And I'm like, I get that. But, man, I've worked retail long enough that, it's still a service. I'd have my regulars all the time.
mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not something that should ever be expected. It's almost like they're expecting, like, bribes.
Yep, that's
Better.
exactly how it is. And you know what? If I got to give you $20 to $40 to bribe you for the whole year, I might just have to do that.
Dude, it's tip culture. I blame tip.
Yeah.
But I mean, even
I
then,
mean, it beats me reaching over that counter and choking you.
but James, even then, we gave them money, remember? And they would still do the same thing.
I know.
Especially
Still do the
Jamie,
same thing.
the big tall white dude. He's just like, he would still toss your package. It didn't matter. Just,
Yep.
talk
It's
and
like
talk.
I think I've ever seen, like, or in movies, you pull out like a $100 bill in your pocket.
I want to pull out a
What is
baseball bat. I don't want to pull out money. I want to pull out a club and just smack you with it. Because you're messing up my
okay?
business.
Oh,
You're stealing from me. I mean,
yeah.
my cat needs food. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be
Yeah. Well, on
one of
that
them
note,
old lonely cat people yelling at the post office every day.
everybody love your pets, ASPCA, and get your cats or dogs spayed or neutered.
Yes.
Where is this going? Like,
Price
let's just end it.
is
End it.
That is right. Remember, Price is Right. Please get your cats
He
spayed or
might be
neutered.
too young for that.
Like and subscribe, guys. I'm gonna end it now. Well, Jay's gonna end it. I'm just gonna end it. End it.
Yeah. Talking
Like and subscribe.
dogs and cats' genitals.
I'm done.
Hey, also,
That better be cut out.
like and subscribe. Thank you for joining the Junk Jaw Reseller Podcast. We love you every time. Come back next week, same time, same channel, same people. We
They
got
might
Ray.
let me
Thank you
back
very
one of
much.
these
Our
days.
guest Kenny. Do appreciate you, brother.
They might let me back one of these days.
Hey, this is the second time, so see you guys.
Boom.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.